So the reason that we try to ignore it is because it'd be obvious that we know. That's why they do certain things when you realize things and you say certain things that are actually true. They'll react a certain way, or they'll try to ignore you or whatever. And yeah, my camera shut off and shit like that. But um, like I was saying, they'll do weird things and try to invoke fear or some sort of weird shit inside of you. And I'm not really like the most intelligent person in the entire universe. I don't believe, but when you add it up and the feelings that you have, feelings that of something that you really want, but the realization, and not only that, but the realization of something so beautiful. But you don't have it, even though it is yours. Have you ever felt like something so beautiful was actually yours and it was just taken away, like it was robbed? Like somebody robbed it from you. But yeah, this is gonna be like part two of like basically like I'm gonna tell you tips and shit like that about like what I think in my own opinion and shit like that. So I'm just gonna like, if you're watching this, if you're seeing it, you're gonna be like, well, that kind of makes sense and that maybe not make sense, and whatever like you want to add to what makes sense and not make sense and blah blah, because you just have to determine it for yourself. And like I said, like it's like me saying like it'd be better for you just not to watch pornography and play games like this, like murder, dark black games like this, not silly crap and bullcrap half-assed games. I mean, even though some these games could be half-assed, they're not like half-assed to where they lack creativity and they're just bad. They're bad for the atmosphere. Like just throw them away, throw them in the garbage. Like it'll be better for you to watch pornography than to play those type of games. Like because those games are garbage. But don't even watch pornography, because don't even jack off and don't even have sex with somebody, really. I mean, unless you want to, but I mean, it's hard to not be seduced, but that should be illegal for you to be seduced in such a way, like as in just being able to type something on the internet and accidentally or even purposely find a pornographic site. Like you're being seduced. If you're able to be seduced that way, what would be wrong about going out in public and just showing your dick, or just having a hard on and just jacking off out in public? Like it's the same exact thing. You don't have to look it up. And stimulating as it probably is for me to say that, like a girl in a boy's bathroom, like wouldn't really make sense. If you have a private and they have a private and it stimulates the same feelings that are familiar, then why are you hiding it from each other? Or like what are you doing? Like why would somebody get in trouble then for being a pedophile? If you have a dick and a pussy, then you're automatically a pedophile, basically. All right, but that doesn't necessarily make or mean everybody. That doesn't really mean everyone actually utilizes all of their senses, like the 75% of your brain power and your capacity, which is actually physical pain, physical actual pain. And I mean, they don't even utilize their sexual potential. But what the hell would you have to live for if you don't have a dick or a vagina? What do you have to live for? Christmas? Jesus? How can you live for Jesus if you have trap music that talks about wet wet and AK-47s and shooting up your block? Like, if he was going to shoot up the whole block already, don't you think you would have done it by now? So now what? You're spreading lies and false security because you think, or because, like, a lot of us young people think that these hard gangsters are going to take care of us by being hard and intelligent simultaneously, by knowing actually what's right. That's why they speak the slang that they speak, despite it being so, like, dirty. It's because they know life is dirty. But have they really solved anything? Have they really actually solved anything? Because a lot of the times they just talk about money. But what good is money if it doesn't make you happy? What good is money if it makes everybody else poor and it doesn't make them happy? That doesn't really make sense, to keep somebody else on a low level despite the potential that they have. And despite the fact of everything else that's going on in the world that's fucked up, that makes life vain and meaningless and hopeless. Literally hopeless. You cannot tell me or make a video or give me a speech or motivational speech about hope when there's no hope at all. Like, there is hope, but when you do the math, literally the hope is not there. So what I'm saying is, your ignorance is the only thing that brings hope, mixed with a little bit of cleverness. But it's the clever thing is that it's not intelligence. Alright? If there's a meaning and purpose, and there's dick and a vagina that was created by the existence, then why can I say or conclude the fact that destroying an existence is the better option? Because literally constructing a formula that could enable you to deconstruct existence. Why would existence make me say that? If it didn't make me say that, then I'm not a part of existence. That means I'm not existence. That means I'm just imagination being taken advantage of by existence in this flesh. That means I'm being raped by being in this flesh, because I have a genitalia that I did not engineer myself. And not only do I have a fucking genitalia that I did not engineer myself, but I can be seduced by things that are out of my control. And not only that I can be seduced by those things, I can also get in trouble for trying to act out some sort of fantasy inside my head, like a delusional fantasy, psychotic, just whatever the doctors want to call it. All right, and it doesn't really happen usually. It just only happened really like quite literally just once, and that's the last time. Because as soon as I realized that, like, they'll actually snitch on you for trying to touch their pussy, and I was like, no, I'm not doing that no more. And I realized that there's a potential that they can even press charges. I was like, no thanks. So that's how I was about it. And if you have to have children and you have to pay child support, no, bitch, we're not the same. You have a pussy and I have a dick, and I'm going to remain like that. Like, that's why we have genetic engineering. I can go to a lab, fucking put my shit in a cloning thing, and bam, I got a fucking little baby that I can fuck when it's a baby. Like, and it's a female, or it can be a male, but it can be me though, and I'm fucking it whenever I feel like fucking it, and that's how it is. Like some people might feel different about that. Some people might be like, you're a pedophile and blah blah blah, and this is not. You're a pedophile for being infants in this pedophile ass world. You're a pedophile for having children, going to school bus and going to fucking school, being taught about how pedophiles are fucked up. Can't even teach them how to fucking build a generator in fucking science class in 6th grade. But you fucking let all this pornography just fucking multiply and increase on this fucking internet. What do you think is going to be in the future then? If you're advancing all these technologies, what the fuck do you think the future is going to be? Only pornography. Alright? And it's out of anybody else's control. They cannot stop it. Alright? The people who don't really want that, the people who know that's not really necessarily good, even though we already have a dick and a pussy, and it's kind of considered natural, where is all the pain? You're forgetting all the pain that you have not measured. Like, okay, you have all that, but if everything is pornography and stuff like that, then how come I really actually can't access it the way that I want to access it? Okay, and what's really weird is, why do I have to pay for internet? Why would I have to pay for internet, electricity, or water, or rent a house for like $500, $400 a month? And you know, I was trying to rent this apartment, right? And it was really silly because I already paid like the deposit and everything. And she wanted to tell me that there is a bug inspector that comes every month, and I couldn't deny him coming in and spraying it for bugs. And look, $450. Alright, it was for an apartment. I was like, if I can't deny a bug inspector coming in to spray for bugs that I can take care of myself, then I'm not going to pay another $450 to stay in an apartment that I didn't even build myself, that's not even really mine, for another month. So I had already paid the deposit on everything. But I didn't pay the first month's rent, I don't believe. I'm not really sure. But I lost $450. Alright? And it wasn't really mine anyways. It was Social Security money that I had, that I don't get anymore. They said I can appeal, or some dumb weird shit, bullshit ass shit. Really, just having the money was a hassle, because like you would have to go to the doctor, and he would have to prescribe some medication to you that doesn't even work or not do shit. I'm like, not taking that shit. That's just poison. Like, no. So basically, like, they try to say that I said I had schizophrenia and psycho and all this bullshit. And I was like, I didn't fucking say that. The only thing I said I had was that I'm antisocial and that I have like social anxiety. And you're trying to say that I said I was schizophrenic and all this other bullshit? No, bitch. I didn't say that. So they say I can appeal. I said I'm not fucking appealing shit, cause it don't really fucking matter to me no more. Like, I'm definitely not crazy. As I can see everywhere, like, it would be fucking stupid to rely on that shit anyways. Like, I don't even want it for anything. Not a fucking apartment, none of that shit. So I don't care how easy it is to get. I don't. So it might be easy for some people to get, or hard for some people to get. It was really simple for me to get. Like, I didn't even try it. Like, I didn't even want it. Like, I didn't even know I was gonna get it, and they just gave it to me. So I don't. But they said that I don't have it no more. Like, it was just very recently though, and they said that I, like, they're trying to figure out my condition so they can turn it back on, because they were trying to help me. They were trying to help me turn it back on. But like, I really didn't care for it. Like, I mean, some people might say that's free money, go ahead and get that. And it wasn't even no moral about it. There was just no morality inside of me to even give a fuck. So it was really senseless. Not. It was really senseless. Fuck it. Not giving a fuck. I just basically was like, I don't give a fuck, honestly. So they said, well, you can appeal, but I'm damn near not going to appeal either. Somebody was even trying to give me a lawyer to appeal for it, like a really good lawyer. And I was like, now I'm thinking about it. I don't need a lawyer to appeal for something I don't have, because I wouldn't have to appeal for it if I had it. So I'm not going to waste my time trying to have something that I don't have. That's like saying, like, you have to pay property tax when you're born on U.S. soil. I'm like, is this U.S. soil? Because I'm not really sure no more. It feels like I'm on some sort of island somewhere, like, remote. Like, I don't know where the hell this is at. Like, wherever it's at, it ain't home. Like, that's what I'm saying. It's not really home regardless, is what I'm particularly saying. So that's two things. That's a double whammy right there. It's not really fun here. It's not really fun. Like, I read sometimes. And I gain a lot of knowledge. Like, but sometimes I just feel like that knowledge doesn't matter. Like, what am I going to utilize that knowledge for? If your parents are putting you in a place unknowingly because they're being seduced themselves, they're being bribed, then you can't get out of that hole, because they put you in a hole. Alright? And how I know this because why would you get circumcised for a religion that doesn't matter, that everybody that everyone betrayed, basically, or they try to still incorporate it into society, but it doesn't really matter because of how crooked they really are and how they make everything seem like you're secure, and a false sense of security when you're not secure. You gotta fucking literally recolonize and dig a hole in the ground, like a trench, and Faraday it, like, so no wireless signals can go in, because pretty soon you're gonna be affected by the actual wireless frequencies that are everywhere. They might microwave that shit, but at least you'll be somewhat, like, you know, in a particular mind state where you know that somebody's not trying to literally get in your mind through some frequencies, like, that you don't even know about. You can actually sit there and meditate, and you know what? Like, demons probably would not even be able to come in to your Faraday cage, because it's blocked off from really energy. So, like, your energy would stay in there. So if you try to project out of your body, you would be in a Faraday cage, and nothing will be able to get in your body. If your imagination, I don't see how it's not hard for you to automatically go in somebody else's body just by going near them, like by location, because all your mind is just imagination. I don't even feel like it's attached to your body at all. Like, I don't know how I move in this body, but if you're in a Faraday cage, you come in your body, there's not going to be a risk of you having your body taken over by something. But that's another thing. Do not spit on the ground. Do not spit on the ground. Do not pee in the bushes no more. You can't do that. You might have been able to do that back in the 1800s. Now though, that 1800s is back when they discovered all the things about genetic fucking all the things about biology and stuff like that. And so when they say that they discovered biology and stuff like that, think about it. That's not too far from when slavery was like abolished apparently. But I don't even believe that. I think that's a lie too. I think everything's a lie. And dinosaurs could apparently go to extinct, but then humans appeared. And dinosaurs are lizards. They're cold-blooded. But you're talking about, I mean, a whole lot of lizards. Alright, even in the ocean. And you're telling me you're finding bones and stuff like that, and you're telling me you can't get a freaking goat pregnant? Like, you can't get a horse pregnant, you can't get all these different animals pregnant by basically fucking them and busting a nut inside of them. That might be a little bit offensive, but think about it though, I mean, look around you, everything is offensive because you can have something so offensive and your child not be aware of it. Like, your child just sitting there and watching like all these like fucking like Disney Channel shows and all these little kid shows, not even acknowledging the dirtiness, like totally discluding the fact that there is a sexuality that is just that filthy. It doesn't make sense for you to keep them in that state, even at that age. So it really wouldn't make sense for you to have any kids and tell them that this is wrong and that's wrong and this is how to do things. Because what you're basically doing is controlling how someone else does things. You're being like, oh yeah, this is how you do things, even though we're not the same and our soul is, your soul is right there and my soul is right here. And I got a dick and you got a pussy, bitch. That's what you have, and you can go on with it because you can go on with it. Because apparently you don't want to fuck with me, and I don't, and you act like you can impregnate yourself somehow. Well, go impregnate yourself, because I don't believe the male was really like, we got balls, alright, we got semen, but you got a pussy and you can stick something like a germ and something inside your pussy and you get pregnant, alright, by anything. That's how I know females are using us. They're aliens. They look like us. It's just residual. They are not us though. I swear to God. That's what they get offended, bro, when I say that shit. But you have to realize they seduce you easily, and it's easy to be seduced. And I know that it's hard to fight back, because like something about their flesh seems more malleable, and it seems like you could take advantage of it. But the truth is, you can't really take advantage of it when they manipulated your own kind to defend them from you. That's like a virus. They changed like the enzymes to attack certain germs and stuff like that. Just like the body. If you read about the body, how some things like change different structures and your immune system will turn against you, literally. And that's exactly what they are. And people don't listen to that. People don't listen at all. And I'm telling you the truth. I'm literally telling you the truth. You need to either get a freaking sex doll, like a whole bunch, and just like, that's what you need to do. You need to get that, or like, I don't have any sex dolls. If I had a sex doll, it probably wouldn't be for fucking. It'll probably just be like there, and I'll dress it how I want it to, and I'll just sit on the furniture or whatever, like it's like a real person, and I would feel maybe a little bit more satisfied that there's like a make-believe person with actual breast and a vagina. Like, maybe I can put like a scent on her vagina to make it smell real, make it even be real. Maybe I can take like some drugs to make it even seem more realistic. Like, damn, that was like way different. Like, I'm not gonna fuck it, like, unless I get extremely aroused. But like, before then, like, I don't know why I would get extremely aroused by a piece of plastic. Like, I would really have to sit there and wait and literally felt and literally like trick myself into believing that I'm getting to know this like silent person, like she's just silent but she wants to telecommunicate to me. So I'd literally have to create another person inside of her that's telecommunicating to me. Like, no, I'm not really into that. Like, let's watch a dark, scary movie. Um, and I try to feel like I'm trying to rouse her, and she's like, no, I don't feel like I'm trying to be aroused right now. Like, that's kind of sick. Like, and I would really make her feel like she's a real person that's not really even sexual. Like, and then I would like eventually I would try to rape her, because that would be more realistic. Like, she's like, well, like, what are you doing? And I'm just doing it automatically. It's like, it's over. Like, she can't control it, and she's like too scared to move and all this shit. Like, and if I had a whole bunch of other ones, they're like too scared to move and help her, like, huh, like that and shit like that. So that, but yeah, I just rather play like dark video games and watch dark scary movies that have to do with like death and murder, like Final Destination, like how there's like like a list or something like that, where there's a balance between life and death. And I don't know, I just really think that makes more sense to watch stuff like that than silly crap like freaking reality show and seasons and this pop star crap and stuff that makes you really want to vomit. Literally, like, I think that is really negative. It's demonic. It's like demonic energy, bro, coming out of the freaking like singers' voices up in the freaking American Idols, acting so ugh nasty. They, I don't know. I can't stand all that positivity. Like, how it's just so not even organized. It's just something needs to be addressed about it. Like, most definitely, because I don't really even see anything funny in the vines that they have. Like, the vines are so cheesy, so very fucking just cheesy. Like, there's nothing really funny about it. Like, I can't even, like, what's the point in making somebody laugh? There's nothing really, like, that's the same thing as watching pornography. Like, you're being seduced by laughter when there's so many serious things going on. And you're talking about people have funerals, and technology is increasing at such a rate that there's really nothing really funny in the first place. And there's nothing really that funny in the first place because you have physical pain, and you can't measure it yet. And we've been around since millions of years ago or some shit like that. And the only thing that we know about physical pain is that we used it to harm other people. Or the only way that the physical pain has been used is to hurt other people. Like, I rarely hear like really accidents happening anymore. Like a car crash and plane accidents, but if they do happen, then they probably happen more often than murders, I guess, to say. I don't know. Unless it's genocide. But what I'm saying is genocide happened. Like, it already happened. You can't change facts.